Do you ever wish you didn't know the truth? That the reality that you've been told, the reality that you've been sold, the reality that we're told to just blindly accept. Do you ever wish that that reality was true? Because sometimes I think about that. Ignorance is bliss. That being plugged in to the matrix may actually be better for a lot of people in life, because once you start to see the crack, once you start to realize that our entire lives we've been fed lies, it's really tough to deal with. It's a lot for your brain to comprehend. It's a lot to process. We would like to think that the people around us are honest, genuine, that the people that are in charge really do want what's better for society. We would love to believe that. I mean, how amazing if that were true. Unfortunately, it's not. In the 60s, when JFK was shot, all you had to do was be sad, be angry, because a lone random shooter showed up, shot your favorite president, and it was a sad day for America. Who knew that 60 years later, we'd be questioning, maybe the CIA did it. Maybe it was an inside job. Maybe our government is the one that actually assassinated our own president. Wild stuff. It was easier when all you had to do was be sad. After 9/11, and we all stood with America and we were sad and angry and really pissed off, and we started all these new wars, and it was okay because someone had to pay. Looking back, we're like, oh, that was something weird about that too. Maybe it didn't go down exactly like they told us. It probably didn't. And sometimes you don't want to deal with that reality, because sometimes if you have to deal with that reality, what does that even mean? Do you have to do something? Do you have to say something? If you say something or you speak out, does that actually have a negative effect on you? Do I have to risk myself just for the pursuit of truth, when all I want to do in my life really is to take care of my family, provide a comfortable living for those around me, be the best person that I can? This is all I care about. This is all I want to do. Why do I have to care about these bigger issues of society? But maybe that's what happened. We all started taking care of ourselves only, and we let it go astray. I don't want to blame ourselves. It's not our fault. Maybe we didn't know. Actually, we didn't know. The government told us one thing, the media mimicked it and told us that it's true, and we just blindly complied. Why not? Who knew? How are we supposed to know that they're all lying to us? How are we supposed to know that? It's not our job to figure that out. I didn't think it was. I thought the role of the government was to look out and act on our best interest. I thought the role of the media was to inform us. This is how it was supposed to be. This is what we were sold. How were we supposed to know that it was all a lie? As we go further and further down the rabbit hole, as we start exposing more truths around the world, bro, it's a lot to deal with. Because now what? What do you do if you know? Do you change your life? Do you join the resistance? What does that even mean? And through the use of technology, it's just getting worse. They're telling us exactly what to think, what to believe, when to think it. A lot of times when I think about all these social media companies, all these tech companies, they are stealing your data. They are mining your data, that they are trying to know what you're thinking. But the reality is that they are pushing a certain agenda. They're telling you a certain thing out in the world. And what they're doing when they mine your data is not trying to know what you're thinking. They're trying to confirm that what they've told you, the narrative they told you, the propaganda they push against you, they're trying to confirm if that is working. They're looking for confirmation that their agenda is working, not trying to find out what you're actually thinking. They don't care what you think. They want to know that what they're pushing against you is actually working. That's what they do when they mine the data. That's what they want to know. Not what you're thinking. Not what you're buying. Not what you're watching. Is their programming working? That's what they're trying to figure out. And sometimes, maybe it's just better not to know. because maybe it's inevitable. Maybe there's nothing we can do to stop it. Maybe the direction of society is so far gone that we've hit the point of no return, and the reality is that there is absolutely nothing we can do to bring it back on course. Maybe. I try to be hopeful. I try to remain hope. I try to retain hope that doing what we're doing, that we're putting words and new ideas out into the world, that by shutting it all off, because that's what I've done, I don't consume any content because I think most of the content creators out there are extremely disingenuous. I think most of the media, even the media that I agree with, is propaganda. So I've tried to turn it off, try to get a fresh perspective on society. And even then, it's difficult. Imagine the people that are plugged in. I have read a stat that 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 people consume podcasts every day. And people think that the podcast format is going to change the world because it is a new medium that's never been done before, that long form conversation is back, and that is making a difference. And then I thought about it. If you're willing to sit down and listen to someone speak for 2 to 3 or 4 hours, chances are you already agree with them. Otherwise, you wouldn't actually sit down and listen to them for 4 hours. You're listening to people that you already agree with, and you're consuming it, and you're getting confirmation bias, and you're believing what they believe because they tell you what to believe. And the reality is, even those people, even the format that is supposed to be considered the most pure, that's propaganda too. Then what do? If everything you see and you read, everything that you see, everything you read, everything you watch is propaganda, how do you make things better? How do you get information? And the reality is, I have no idea. How do you know? People think that there's a lot of people out there that are hoping that President Trump will win the election and society will change and go back to the way it was. I'm sorry. It's just not how it works. I'm not advocating for Biden. One man is clearly more evil than the other. One man is clearly more competent than the other. That being said, politics won't save society. It has to go bottom up, not top down. We're waiting and hoping that someone's going to come in charge and change life for us. But reality is that politicians and leaders of our society mimic. They mimic what we do, how we feel, and how we act as a society. If we have a bunch of corrupt leaders up top, it's because we as a society have become corrupt. If we have a lot of nefarious, immoral people ruling our lives, it's because we as a society have pushed morals and values aside. If we want our leaders to be better, we ourselves need to be better. We need to hold them accountable and make sure they align with the values and beliefs that we have. It's probably because of the flexibility we've had in morals and values and core beliefs that society has gone the way it is. Because one side, the side of pure evil, they push hard. The other side that says we believe in good, we've been very accepting, polite, malleable. Maybe that's the problem. We let things happen because we didn't have the backbone or the spine to stand up and say enough is enough. But today's message isn't a message of doom and gloom. It's a wake-up call. It's a message of hope that we can actually affect change. But to affect change, the only way to do that is to start with ourselves. Be better versions of yourself. Have more conviction. Stand stronger in your core values. And don't change or let them change you, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to force their beliefs, their ideas, the way they perceive the world onto you. And we're saying, okay, I could see that. I'm accepting. No. I believe what I believe. These are our shared core beliefs that we all as a society have agreed to, and there's nothing you can do to make me think otherwise. Stand strong in your conviction. It's the only way. Politics won't save America. It has to start from the bottom up.